In this video, I'm going to talk about how we can sense the state of our thinking, whether we're in a high level of thinking or a low level of thinking. When we're in a low level of thinking, it's not the best time to make decisions, to be honest, or to have an understanding of a life. And it's easy to slip into that low state of thinking. So I want to sort of prefix this by a little sort of thing that happened to me recently and my car. A couple of weeks ago, my car just started popping off every warning light. I don't know why it did it. I subsequently found out. But it started off with an ABS sensor light going off. And I'm looking at the dashboard thinking, crap, is something, what's happened? Do I need to pull over? And then the parking assist light came on. And then the handbrake light sort of flickered on and off. And at the end of this sequence, there were about 7 warning lights all flashing up on the dashboard. Now the car kept going. So I thought, well, I can still drive, so I'm not going to do anything. I thought there must be something wrong here. They wouldn't all just pop off. Stopped the car, went out. I think I was doing shopping, got back in the car, and it seemed to reset itself. And then, warning lights started coming on. Add blue, needs to be added. ABS sensor, wrong. Low tire pressure monitor. All of these things just kicked off on the dashboard. And I thought, I can't drive like this because I don't know whether they're actually meaningful or there's a fault. Now, subsequently, it turns out when I took my car into the garage, there was a sensor on one of the wheels, which was causing an ABS issue, which was then impacting on all the other sensors. But I didn't know that, you see. And I reflected on the experience, and for me, it just struck me that those warning lights that appeared on the dashboard are so similar to our thinking and what flashes up in our brain, our mind so often. You see, think about anxiety. If you think anxious thoughts, you get anxious feelings. If you think thoughts of lacking confidence, you feel a lack of confidence. So when you start to feel anxious or fearful or insecure, it's very similar to a dashboard warning light going off in your brain. And you look down at that dashboard metaphorically in your mind and you're thinking, oh my goodness, I'm anxious, or I'm not myself today, or I can't do this, or I feel unloved. And every dashboard warning light starts to pop up. Now, you're still able to go on, of course, but it doesn't mean you're anxious. It doesn't mean you're insecure. All of those dashboard warning lights flashing around, getting your attention in your brain, are not statements of fact or reality. So what is happening? Well, those warning lights are simply telling you in the moment about the quality of your thinking. So the anxious light pops up. It's not because at an identity level, I am anxious. No, you're simply thinking thoughts, certain types of thoughts that are making you feel anxious. See, what we think is ultimately what we feel. And as we feel these things, then suddenly they're brought to life by our consciousness. The brain has an incredible gift of bringing to life the things we think about and are feeling. Lights, camera, action. Before we know it, the whole stage is being set. The cameras are rolling. We think what's out there is the reality. It really is life. Our dashboard warning lights have told us there's a problem. So there must be. But it isn't. It's bullshit. It's not happening. Those warning lights, anxiety, confidence, insecurity, fearful about this, do I have what it takes, self-sufficiency, they're just warning lights that flash up. And the only way they need to be interpreted is a way of just telling us that what our current state of thinking is. And to extinguish those warning lights, we simply move on. We don't give those thoughts time or energy. Now, you might think that sounds quite easy. It is. It is quite easy. We have a choice. what thoughts we want to pluck out of the air and give our time and attention to. And if we know that if we take certain thoughts, if we give certain attention to those dashboard warning lights in our brain, that what we're going to experience, then we learn to ignore them, and we don't see them as the external reality out there, or that I really am anxious. We just see them as indicators of our current level of thinking. That's all they are. That's all they're telling us. We don't need to do what I did. I went to the garage to get a reset just to make sure it was okay. But we don't need to go and see a psychologist or a therapist. It's just our thinking we're experiencing in that moment. Now, if there are more fundamental things at work in your life that you feel you should probably get assessed, then go for it. I'm not a doctor. I don't diagnose or prescribe. But I'm saying in the general run of life, you will have warning lights flash up on your brain's dashboard every day. Most of them are meaningless. They really are. They're just indicators of our state of thinking. And if you see it that way, you realize you've got power to think any way you want, to ignore those warning lights, because all they're doing is telling you what you're thinking. So you let those thoughts go. You think other thoughts. You feel different things. And your reality shifts. It's as simple as that. So I got the car checked out and it was okay. As I said, a repair on one of the sensors, and it's been fine since. But I knew at the time there was probably something quite simple to explain. And the metaphor stretches to whatever you're thinking is going on in your life as reality. It's just a warning light telling you about the current quality of your thinking. Nothing less, and certainly nothing more. I like to unpack these things with people who perhaps are stuck on some of these issues. And if you feel there is something, you just don't have resolution on life right now, that you think that warning light is just not going off, whatever you try to do, and you'd like a discussion about that, what it really means and how to move on from that, I offer, deep dive conversations. 75, 90 minutes is free. I don't want to see anyone stuck in life. That conversation is you, me, and just getting to the root of how we shape our reality through our thoughts and feelings. Whatever it is you might be stuck with, perhaps you're interested in a conversation with me. Details of how to get hold of me and just have that time together with nothing beyond that you can find around this post or this video. I hope this has been helpful. Be at peace. Be at peace. Speak soon.